Another long while since I've uploaded. E3 passed a while ago, and it was clear that Ubisoft won. And if you think Ubisoft didn't win, then you have the wrong opinion, because everyone else was kind of and Microsoft was really, really terrible. So that was E3 in a nutshell. Nintendo still hasn't convinced me to buy a Wii U, even though I know I'll still probably get one eventually. They still haven't made that final push yet. Still want a 3DS though before I get a Wii U, so that's gonna be a thing. We have a UU battle here against name is nexesotaku. Yeah. So yeah, the otaku. That's kind of cool. Whatever. So I decided to lead with Crobat since it's like my fastest guy and whatever, since it's a decent lead most of the time. Leads with TylerAlman. Figured the reason why I led with it is because it's probably Scarf. Going to go into my Porygon 2 predicting probable U-turn or any move. I can live pretty much any hit, any two things. So superpower, I guess. Maybe superpower because of the attack drop. Whatever. Goes for the U-turn. Does very little, so I am thinking this thing is Scarf at this point. Then he switches into Venomoth. Because I got the Sheer Force boost, I know I can still do a decent damage with Thunderbolt and Ice Beam, so I'm going to stay in and take advantage of that trace and just keep hitting him with things. I want to see what this Venomoth's going to want to do since 90% of them set up. In fact, 100% of them set up. Wait, have you seen a Venomoth that specs or something? I haven't. Yeah, just gonna go for some Thunderbolts. He's gonna sub twice. I'm not sure what he was predicting the second sub. I'm not sure what he thought. I know the first sub was probably predicting my switch, but I don't know if we figured I was gonna stay, and I don't know why he predicted me to switch there. He has the disable on this, which is kind of weird, so he's mono attacking, which is odd. So yeah, my Thunderbolt gets disabled, which is really weird, because I was actually thinking of clicking Ice Beam there, and I was like, just Thunderbolt again, and I could have just hit him there for damage. Good Ice Beam now, since my only chance. He knows I only have the Ice Beam to hit with, so now I can get his free switch into his Ramatan. Know I can take a superpower pretty easily, so I'm just gonna stay in and go for the recover, knowing that after the attack drop, I'm not really fearing this Ramatan either, since it isn't banded. So, gonna go for the recover, and that superpower did under half, and now that he has the attack drop, the next one's going to be doing even less, so I am positive he's going to switch out here, so I'm going to go for the Toxic, predicting pretty much anything to come in. I mean, if Heracross didn't have the Guts boost, that'd be kind of bad, but I figure going for the Toxic could be the best play for predicting a switch. Ends up going into a Blastoise. I know Thunderbolt's a 2 KO, so I'm just going to go for it. I'm not really fearing too much from this. The worst thing he could possibly do is probably Toxic me, which he ends up going for there. He misses that Toxic, which really didn't matter. He's just going to be able to go for it again. It didn't really change the outcome of the match too much, because he would just have an extra turn to hit me with a Scald or an Ice Beam or whatever, and it really wouldn't have done much because I'm a motherfucking Porygon 2. So yeah, he's gonna Toxic here, gonna hit this time, and it is going to poison me, which is gonna limit my Porygon 2's bulk a lot, so that is really going to suck for the rest of this battle. But Porygon 2 is kind of raping his team at this point, and I'm kind of proud of it for that regard. So I'm gonna switch into his Registeel now, and I figure, okay, I can't do too much of this thing. No point of staying in anymore. Toxic's kind of racking up. Gonna switch into Crobat because I can taunt this thing. I can Super Fang it to lower its survivability. No, he's not gonna want to go for the rocks because Porygon 2 is kind of a huge threat to his team. I'm not sure why he didn't go into like a Heracross there, but whatever. I'm gonna taunt him here, knowing he's probably gonna go for the entry hazards or go for like a Thunder Wave or something. Ends up going for the T Wave, and that's nice because yeah, I got the taunt off. So gonna go for my Super Fang here, I believe, just to have something's HP, and he ends up switching into Zapdos, so I get to have that thing's HP, which is really nice. So yeah, and I do get to see that this thing does have the leftovers in a sec right here, and yeah, that's interesting, I guess. So here I'm just going to go for the U-turn, just to get some minute damage off. Now I'm just kind of fearing a Thunderbolt at this point, and not really sure what this Zapdos wants to do. Going to switch with that into my Victini, because I'm Scarfed, I'm pretty sure I'll be faster if this thing's offensive or not. Ends up setting up a sub, which is kind of weird, so I'm thinking Sub Roost Toxic as a standard set. Just going to go for the Fusion Bolt. Pretty sure that would have been strong enough to break its sub, but apparently it's not, which is what really shocked me. I'm not sure if this thing is max defense bold nature. It has to be, because that Fusion Bolt not killing really shocked me. Maybe I'm just overestimating Scarf Victini's damage output, but that was kind of pathetic, and he ends up being able to get a Toxic off, and now I think we go for a second one to break the sub, and now he's going to be able to get a free Roost off, and now I have a Toxic Victini, which isn't terrible, but is still a bad thing, since I can't stay in and keep Fusion Bolting, because pressure stalling, and the fact that it takes 2 of them just to break his sub. I already lost half my Fusion Bolt PP just attacking this thing twice, so gonna have to switch out here. No other option. I'm gonna have to figure out some way to get rid of this thing. So my best option is to go into Crobat, because I can just Super Fang its sub, and that will break it, because Super Fang doesn't have the HP of the sub. It has the HP of, it still does half the amount of HP it actually has, so Super Fang can still break the sub. So I'm just gonna do that. Just gonna go for the Super Fang and know that I would still break the sub, and just kind of let my Crobat die to a probable Discharge or a Thunderbolt. ends up having the Thunderbolt, and that will take me out from this range. I thought there may have been a chance I can live it, but because it doesn't look like this thing has any offensive investment, but it still doesn't take me out, so my Crobat's gonna die, and that is always a bad thing. So Zapdos is kind of working around my team a lot now, and it's kind of bringing it back where I'm going to go into Rose right now, knowing this thing has no speed investment. I can just sleep it, and that's probably my best way to deal with it at this point, because that thing is kind of, like I said, destroying me and whatnot. Not sure if he predicted the sleep powder there, but he is going to go into Registeel, maybe also predicting probable Sludge Bomb, and that Registeel is going to go to sleep. So now he has sleep powder, which really does suck, and now my Rose Raid's a lot less useful in general. I'm going to go for the safe HP fire, thinking he may want to stay in the lead with his fodder, but he just switched out just to get the, sleep fodder out of the way. Goes on Dramatan. I know he's faster than me because I know he's scarfed at this point, so I'm going to switch out into Porygon 2 to take literally anything he wants to do. He ends up going for the Flare Blitz, and that will be at this range to a KO, which does suck, but I really had nothing to take it at this point. Victini could kind of take it, but it really isn't worth me switching in at this point. Just going to let my Porygon 2 die at this point, so I can just get a free switch into something, and that something will be my Claydol, because my Victini is adamant, and I'm not sure if this thing's jolly or not, so I don't want to risk me being slower, so I'm just going to go into my Claydol. No one can take one Flare Blitz and kill it off with a probable Earth Power, but I know he's going to switch out here, so I'm just going to go for these Stealth Rocks, thinking that Dramatan was below 25% and would die on the switch in back in, but I am unfortunately incorrect, and we'll see later. So Venomoth comes in. I don't want to take a Bug Buzz, and I'm pretty sure he's going to set up, but I really couldn't do much to stop it because all my attacks on that thing are special, so we'd be able to just Quiver Dance up as I Earth Powered anyways, and it'd eventually just be a losing battle. So Venomoth gets a free sub as I switch into my Rose Raid, and he isn't going to go for the Quiver Dance, and now I'm just going to go for the HP Fire, even after the +2 special defense. I'm positive that a HP Fire can still take it out because Life Orb and whatnot. And I do get a crit, and I'm pretty sure that crit didn't matter, so it's going to lose a sub, and now I'm kind of forcing him to attack me here, or go for the disable. I still don't want to lose my Rose Raid because it could kind of be important, so I'm going to go into Victini now, knowing that I can take any hit still, and he's going to go for the sub again, which is kind of what I figured he'd do, because I am Scarfed. Even though I'm Scarfed, I'm pretty sure that I'm still slower, because he only sets up one Quiver Dance, so yeah, he is faster now. He sets up another one just because, like I said, I'm Adamant Scarf, not Jolly Scarf, and I really wish I was Jolly Scarf at times like this, but just going to go for the safe Fusion Bolt. I'm just going to have to force him to kill me and make sure he does not have a substitute up, and that's what I'm going to do. Fusion Bolt's going to easily break the sub, and now I'm forcing him to have to kill me, and so he can't possibly get a sub up. He's going to do something he's actually going to go for the disable here to stop me from Fusion Bolting, which really didn't really help him at all, because I can attack him now, but I can still just stay in and attack on purpose and just go for the struggle on purpose. Since I am locked in the move and it is disabled, I'm just going to struggle now, and because struggle has, 50 base power, and Venomoth has really terrible defense, it's still strong enough to break the sub, so I take a quarter of recall, because that's how struggle works, and I am going to die after Toxic, but at least I stop him from getting a sub up, which is the whole point of me switching Victini in the first place, so that disable was kind of useless, but whatever. That's fine, I guess. I'm going to go into Empoleon now, because I know even after Tinted Lens that I can live a Bug Buzz at this range, even though I'm not defensive at all, and yeah, it only has +2, so I do live with 77. It is enough for me to be in Torrent range, so I know a Life Orb Surf will be able to take out the Venomoth, and that would be the one. I really wanted to go for the Agility there, but I was pretty sure even after +2, I still would be faster, because it's at +2 also, so yeah, that kind of sucks, and I would have been outsped this Ramatan, but I know he can't go for superpower here, so I know he's going to have to go for the Flare Blitz. Unfortunately, like I said, he did live the Stealth Rock damage, so yeah, but he has to go for the Flare Blitz because I still have a Claydol left, so he's going to die to the Flare Blitz recoil on the death, and now we both have two guys left. He has Zapdos and Heracross. I have Rose Raid and my Claydol. Gonna hope to God that this hidden power can take him out, but it actually doesn't, and it really doesn't surprise me because Heracross is really good special defense for some reason. And that's gonna pretty much make it be the match because Heracross can just Mega Horn the rest of my team. This thing actually sounds to be a Flame Orb Gut set, which is kind of odd. But yeah, I'm gonna go to Claydol pretty much for the loss because he's just gonna Mega Horn me, take me out. But he actually misses the Mega Horn, which is really, really terrible, and there is a small glimmer of chance of me possibly winning if I can take out the rest of his guys. So, he also has this. I forgot he also has Registeel, but it was sleeping. I forgot about it apparently. So, yeah, he goes into Registeel now. I'm just going to keep Earth Powering it because I have nothing else to do to this thing, and he's just going to keep on sleeping. He switched out, so his sleep. Well, he didn't even burn turn asleep, so it wouldn't have mattered, but yeah, he's just going to keep on brain turn sleep. I'm not sure exactly why he even sent this thing in, unless he maybe had the Toxic, but I saw T-Wave, so I'm assuming he doesn't have the Toxic, so I don't really know why this was his first switch into my Claydol. I mean, it seemed like it'd been smarter to switch into a Zapdos, which he's going to do right now, since I've already seen this thing has the Toxic, so he can just stall me out. So again, there's no real chance of me winning here, so he's gonna switch it in on my Earth Power. Now he's just going to go for the Sub, I believe. No, he goes for the Toxic. That's fine, and I'm going to be able to hit him with an Ice Beam, which does a decent enough damage to him, but he does have the Roost, so he can just keep roosting off the damage. So again, unless I get a crit or a freeze or some hacks where I'm able to predict his roost perfectly and Earth Power as he roosts, there's really no chance of me winning this game. So it's really just pointless stall at this point. So yeah, just gonna Ice Beam him as he goes for this thing, and I should have predicted the roost here, but I was kind of lazy, and I kind of knew it. There's no way I could win because there's no reliable recovery on Claydol, so there's no possible chance of me being able to take it out with a thing. So he's gonna roost here. I'm just gonna go for the Ice Beam because, like I said, I was too lazy to predict it, and now I'm just gonna realize, you know what, this is just gonna take way too long. Since Zapdos doesn't have any moves to hurt me with, it's just gonna be a bunch of stupid stalls. So even though I don't really like running, this is one of those cases where you should just run, because it's just a giant waste of time at this point. So just gonna run, I think, after this turn. Maybe it's the next turn. No, I just run here. I hate how 5th gen just abruptly ends after you run. It's so dumb. At least in 4th gen it actually said that they run, so you know what's going on. It's just like the battle just ends so random. That's why I hate running in 5th gen. But yeah, that's gonna be the match, and it's a decent match, and yeah, that's a pretty cool match. So I will see you guys next time for another pretty cool match, apparently. So see you guys next time. Bye.